hate to be the bearer of bad news, but census data is wrong. If you're selling a house in Jersey, the makeup of where people are coming from has completely changed since COVID. We're going to walk through the top 5 places people are moving to New Jersey from, and more importantly, why. I'm Nikki Tenhove. I've been a realtor since 2012. My team and I have helped thousands of people just like you buy their first home, upgrade to their dream house, and downsize within and outside New Jersey to be closer to family, with hundreds of repeat clients and 5-star reviews to prove it. Every couple of years, a report comes out showing that Jersey tops a list of states losing more people than it's gaining. And spoiler alert, that hasn't changed. The 2022 post-COVID United Van Lines report still shows New Jersey as the #1 outbound state. But the data is a bit more nuanced than that because there are still a ton of people who move here because of proximity to New York City and the affordability compared to living there. So we're accepting that more people are moving out than in. But where are they moving from? Well, one more thing. The US Census runs every 10 years. So the most recent census data covers 2010 to 2020. But I feel like something happened in 2020 that changed. Yeah, it was COVID. Worked well virtual. People moved to their dream destination to see if they could pull it off. Other folks escaped their high-rise trapped in their 900 square foot apartment looking for more space. The entire migration pattern changed and is still changing. That's a whole nother video. So the census data in 2030 is going to be amazing. But until then, we've got to go off what we're seeing on the ground. So what are we seeing? The most popular place to move to New Jersey from is no surprise. #1, New York. Yeah. New York has always been a popular place to move to New Jersey from. But something has changed. Towns in Hudson, Bergen County, and Essex County have always been mainstays for people moving out of Manhattan. In fact, Hudson County is the #1 gainer according to census, with 12.3% population growth between 2010 and 2020. Bergen County grew by 4.6% according to the census, but I bet you those numbers double. You can still work in Manhattan and commute in without paying $1.5 million for a 1,000 square foot apartment. People are moving south. Before COVID, it was rare to see someone from Manhattan move to Monmouth County. Now Manhattanites are buying along the Navesink River in Middletown, Rumson, Fairhaven, and Colts Neck, seeking value. We're working with a client right now in this exact scenario. Steph and Ben are both overachieving young professionals in their 30s. Their condo in the city served its purpose, but they're expecting their first child and want a place to spread out, raise their family, but still be close enough to the city for meetings. Inventory in Greenwich continues to climb, while young couples are more willing to move an hour away from the city to get a bigger house, lower taxes, and a house closer to the beach. And once people get a taste of more square footage and acreage, it's hard to go back. As employees are getting pulled back into the office more days per week, they're opting to stay where they moved to and commute rather than move back to the city. So if you're selling a house in Colts Neck or Homedale, make sure you change your marketing strategy. Don't just assume it's Staten Islander who's going to buy your home. It just might be a couple from Chelsea looking to expand their family. Home of the city of brotherly love, #2 on your list is Pennsylvania. I know all my South Jersey friends from my time spent in Cherry Hill and Voorhees have been waiting for a shout out. Today's your day. Pennsylvania shares more border with New Jersey than any other state other than New York, and also is the 2nd most popular state for people to move to New Jersey from. Before you North and Central Jersey folks get excited, people aren't moving from Bluebell or Manayunk to Westfield or Rumson. The #1 Pennsylvania town people move to New Jersey from is Philly. Just like people leave Manhattan for Weehawken or Fort Lee, people leave Philly for Haddonfield and Morristown. Living in the city carries a relatively high tax for being a few blocks from everything you need. When people were stuck in quarantine, those premiums disappeared and people craved privacy and open space. As work went remote, it verified a move to the country. Towns like Mount Laurel, Mount Holly, Morristown, Mullica Hill exploded with interest from people fleeing Philadelphia. More people are moving from New Jersey to this state, but it's still number 3 on our list. Number 3 is Florida. In 2020, the census estimated that 12,500 people moved from Florida to New Jersey each year. But am I the only one who heard way more people moving to Florida than moving from Florida? No, I am confident that the 2030 census will show Florida as the number 1 state that people from New Jersey move to this decade. But while more people might move to Florida than from Florida, that doesn't stop thousands of people every year from moving back to the Garden State. But with no income tax in Florida and a lower cost of living, why would anybody move back to New Jersey? 48% of people who moved to New Jersey in 2022 did so to be closer to family. A lot of people who move from Florida to New Jersey do so to be closer to family members who live in the northeastern United States. What we see most often are retirees that raise their kids in Jersey, sell their primary residence, and move to Florida, whether it's Naples or Boca. Then, a few years later, when they realize their kids don't come down to visit them in Florida often enough, because they're working all the time, and all their free time is spent taking the kids to sports and after-school activities, the grandparents buy a place back in New Jersey as a pied-à-terre. They snowbird back and forth between Florida and New Jersey to enjoy the retirement they earned and the time with their family they want more of. This reminds me of clients, Gail and Jack, that raised their kids in Colts Neck, moved to Nyack after becoming empty nesters. At that same time, building a new home in Naples. After a year or so without the house in the tri-state area, they wanted to buy again in Colts Neck, close to their 2 boys, but grandkids more importantly. They spend their winters up in Florida and their summers here in Jersey. Ocean County tends to be the most popular destination with tons of 55+ communities, lower taxes, and lock-and-go lifestyle. While Holiday City and Toms River has always been a solid go-to, and more adult communities are popping up in rural areas around the state, like Woodcliff Lake, Monroe, Farmingdale, and Tinton Falls, offering retirees close proximity to their grandchildren. I'm pretty sure the next one will surprise you. Number 4 is California. People who move from California to New Jersey may do so for job opportunities, mainly pharma. New Jersey's job market has always been strong, and being home to dozens of top pharma and biotech firms, it attracts a lot of talent. And sure, some people may move to New Jersey to be closer to family members who live in the northeastern United States. But the number of people moving from California has grown a lot in the past 2 years, and not from COVID. First, New Jersey is second to only California in terms of taxes and cost of living. Over the past 2 years, did you know that if you make more than $1 million per year in California, you get taxed an additional 1% on that income? And 1.5% on everything over $1 billion? Wait, that's nothing. In April, the state instituted a new mansion tax of 4% for homes sold between 5 to 10 million and 5.5% on anything over 10 million. That's why you were seeing celebrities throwing in Bentleys and McLarens before the deadline. Now you're seeing Jim Carrey, Mark Wahlberg, and plenty others flee the state in search of greener pastures. They may not be the only ones eyeing up New Jersey just yet. Stay till the end to find out why that might change. But plenty of folks in the tech and biotech space see Jersey as a great home. Google East in Manhattan and pharma companies like Pfizer, Merck, and Celgene continue to pull talent from the West Coast. Towns along Route 80, 287, 78 will continue to be popular for pharma transplants. Over 7,000 people move from this state to New Jersey each year. Number 5, Connecticut. As expensive as New Jersey can be, Connecticut is more expensive in many ways. And despite certain parts being close to Manhattan, New Jersey offers a wider area that is commutable to Manhattan. Although plenty of Connecticutians move to New Jersey to be closer to family, the number 1 reason they move to Jersey is job opportunities. Industries such as finance, healthcare, and pharmaceuticals are the primary drivers, and while some Fortune 500 companies in these sectors call Connecticut home, Jersey has more and a more affordable cost of living, believe it or not. Since most immigrants from Connecticut aren't moving to Central or South Jersey, towns in Bergen are the big winner here. Check out our recent video on the top New Jersey towns with lower tax rates to see one of the Bergen County towns most often targeted by people moving from Connecticut. So we reviewed where the 2020 census data said people were moving to New Jersey from, but more importantly, what we're seeing in the field since COVID. And most importantly, what's driving those changes. If you're looking to move to New Jersey, but having trouble narrowing down an area, click the link below in the description to set up a call with me and my team. There's no point wasting more hours researching when we can point you in the right direction in less than 10 minutes.